Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me. Happy 2018, because this is the first reading for this year. This is for Aquarius for January. Hey guys, wherever you are listening from around the world, I hope you have had a great start to the new year. Now I know some of you will be listening before the new year actually kicks in, so either way, Happy New Year for January, and also if you are moving into January, wishing you all the best for that energy as well. We are using these John Holland Psychic Tarot cards, one for each week of the month, and then with a Rider-Waite card on top to clarify and extend. So let's see, Aquarius, what is in store for you guys for January. Your first card is a major arcana. It's intuition, which is the High Priestess. Your second card is the Nine of Pentacles as such, and that says material harvest. Your third card is another major arcana. This is number 18. This is the Moon card. And your fourth card is, in essence, an Ace, and it is the Ace of Pentacles, and its prosperity begins. So let us have a look first at the cards as they have turned up. We're going to start off with intuition on the left hand side for the first week as we roll into January. I like the High Priestess card. Now there's a lot of kind of interesting tie-ins here with number 18. They're both very much about the realm of esoteric knowledges, of thinking into the spirit energy, of psychic awareness and abilities, of clairvoyant activities, and our shadow self. So the intuition card, the High Priestess, she talks about the fact that you are possibly, as this new year begins, which is really powerful and empowering, and aligning yourself at a higher level of connection to your life, to your soul's journey. When we connect at the intuitive level, we're moving beyond just the physical manifestation of our lives, just this bodily part and our intellect. Those are much the very physical sides. Now I know with Aquarians you are very intellectual and your mind is always on the go, so you do have the capacity to get that mind to go from intellect into mind and spiritual being. And when you do that, you connect with your intuition and you're in the realm of celestial events and spiritual awakening, awareness and activation. The other meanings for the card can be that you've learned a whole lot in your life and you've come to a point where you are moving on to definitely at a higher level spiritually, but also just at a level in your life where lessons you have learned have paid dividends. You are reaping the rewards of the knowledge that you have taken on board, and you know how to wisely utilize it. And also you may be at a time where you can pass some of this information on to others as well. So be aware of psychic dreams, of feeling clairvoyant, of hearing spiritual activity from the other side, of messages from past over loved ones and other people and energies that make contact with you one way or another. So watch for synchronistic events. Watch also for things, strange occurrences happening in your house, like objects moving when you were sure you'd put your car keys on the bench and they're not there, or when you're sure that you've had a ring sitting on top of your chest of drawers and it's gone and you've searched for ages. When your phone goes off and there's no one on the end of it. It's all things like that that can be very much spiritual activity and activation taking place. So we come to the next, well in fact what I will do now, we'll work through each of those cards as we go, but I will also pull for you the Rider-Waite while we are working on that card to extend it. So for Aquarius, the extension of the first week with the Rider-Waite card. Can also be a very fertile time, this one here. Fertility and conception are very much part of the game. So some of you might be in cycles of fertility or trying to conceive a baby, and this is a possible time for it. It can also be a very sexually active time, and you might find people are attracted to you as well. Now we have underneath here the King of Pentacles. For some of you, this could literally be a new person coming into your life, and it might be a romantic partner. Now, I just said to you guys, think of things that happen there that are a little bit odd, and as I said that, my door in my office just shut, just like that. That was what you heard. So those are the sort of events that can tell us spiritual activity is taking place. So the message I said right when that occurred was that perhaps for some of you there is a new person coming into your life, and it could be this man who could be an older man, and he could be an earth sign. So there could be quite a chemical attraction going on here for those of you looking for romantic partners. If he's not a new romantic partner, this could be a reconnection of a current relationship that might have been losing some of its shine or have been in a glitch phase. But it feels as though there is definitely new lift and energy and surging energy coming in with it. The other thing is, he might not necessarily be a romantic person for you. He could be a tutor or a mentor as well, and he could be someone associated with your financial sector, so it could be to do with finances. There's a possibility he could be a potential new employer, and he could be giving you the opportunity to come and work for him, or he might be handling your money one way or another. So he could be like a bank manager or a mortgage broker or the tax man. It could be something along those lines, but there's definitely activity around him. Something sparks up movement between you and this type of person, whoever he is on the scene. It'll be interesting to find out. See, so we come to the next week in the beginning of January here, and we see the Nine of Pentacles, always a revered card to get. It says there, material harvest. So it's saying to you, it feels as though in February there is some really strong positive energies around your finances, both with this ace that you received and this one. And of course the nine is like endings of cycles, and the aces are the beginnings. So possibly somehow you have done something in a project or a life cycle that has come to an end with this, and you are reaping the rewards and are benefiting from the harvest over here, and new prosperity is showing. So some of you may have sold something and gained some money. You may have inherited some money from something as well. You could win some. There could be a lottery win for some of you, like a windfall. And we see that because of these over here. It gives me the feeling of things coming in suddenly, like a windfall. You might go and do some gambling and win some money on the gambling or the lotto tickets, or it's gifted to you. You might have also, just through your sheer hard work and your timely efforts in your previous financial savings and protocol, you might have made a lot of money, and it could have been time to sell it or churn it over or reinvest it or utilize it. And I think that's what the nine and the ace both mean. And also possible new job offers and looking towards new jobs for you Aquarians as well. Let's see what the second card for you is going to be for the second week. The Emperor. Another strong male figure here. So down here, you know, we're talking people most often. That Emperor card can often be in the month of April, so it could be timing wise. If this is talking about material harvest, it could be coming for you in March or April, that Aries time energy. It could also have something to do with someone like this, and he can very often be associated with as a bank manager or a mortgage broker or a loans broker, or something like the share market or the banking institutions. So there feels to be really solid connection around finances and how you've earned it or how you're receiving it or what you're doing with it. It feels solid and structured. You know, you've got so many signs of money, and we're not through yet, so we could see some more money coming in. Again, some of you, this has the feeling often he turns up as a suitor, like a potential love partner. And even though he's more fire sign oriented, it could be the same person. He might be he might be earth and fire sign related here. So he could have a fire sign rising or an earth sign rising. There could be a switch over going on. I think for a lot of you, there is a person who plays some role in your life who is initiating or who is helping this financial sector one way or another. We come up to here to the third week and we see the shadow card, which is the moon card. I particularly love John Holland's reference to it and the way he depicts it. And it's very true. The moon card does represent our shadow self. There is always two of us, and there is this one over here that a lot of the time we show to people, and then there is the shadow side, the side that we are unsure of ourselves, that we sometimes hide from ourselves and others. Now it can represent things that occur at night, because we have here the moon. We also have here, really, it is a moon and an ecliptical moon. Now I think there is actually an eclipse starting in February of the new year. This could be a really big message for you, that there could be strong energies happening for Aquarians around the ecliptical season. So oftentimes big changes take place, and very often at a deep spiritual level. So this could be why these two spiritual type cards are in here with such gusto and quite strong domination. It can also represent people not being quite honest around you as well, and dealings that are going on behind the scene and under the shadow of something. So you need to be cautious of business dealings in between all your successful monetary going on over here. Anyone new that does come into your life, make sure you have vetted them and that you trust them to handle your affairs. So be it if you suddenly come into some sort of money or something extra, be a little bit careful about who you take on board to share your information with and how you do your dealings, because it would be terrible to see it dissipate out. Now the other thing about the shadow card, it does talk to us again about the moon, feminine energies, so feminine hormonal cycles, definitely fertile periods, pregnancies, hormonal balance. Also this card here talks about it. Some of you may need checkups. You may need to go and get a blood test done and find out whether or not all your hormones are in balance. Some of you might be moving into menopause age, and some of you might have people moving into puberty age, and they might need support and help too at those ends of life, because they're quite strange as we move into those type of cycles. They're new to us all. So just conferring what else the shadow is meaning for you guys, for Aquarius, for the third week. Oh, nice. The Magician, number 1. So you've got 1 and 2 and another 1. So 2 1s in the deck. We're in the first month of a brand new year. It's a year that has 2 1s in it because it's 2018, which adds up to an 11, which is 2 1s. But overall it's a number 2 year. We've just moved out of a number 1 year. The number 1 could still be very relevant to you, given that this is the first month of the year. It might be a very strong, relevant month for Aquarians. That Magician is an amazing time to hit the big stuff, and it's feeling it, or especially in around here. There's just so much power, background stuff going on in this reading. I can't access it all because there's quite a lot of directions that it's headed in. But the Magician, he's holding his hand up exactly like the card above him, holding a wand a little bit like this. So it's about addressing your shadow self. It's about going deep within and finding magic in every moment of our life. It depends how we choose to look at the moments and the opportunities. The Magician is one of the cards I always wish to have come out in my own reading. It's a blessing. It means that you have opportunities that are not there all the time. They're very special. Now, given that you have these 2 spiritually inclined esoteric cards up here, and this one is linked into it, I get the feeling that this is a very personal awareness time for you, that where you can make jumps within your own knowledge, expansion, awareness and power, inner power, to achieve the dreams and the goals that you have set for yourself for the year coming up. You know, go Aquarians, this is powerful. Oh, there's also, he's a major arcana as well. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas and an ace, and we still haven't finished. So I really want you to spend the time and effort and energy in January thinking about what is it that motivates you. How do you get your successes to grow and expand, and how do you make the most out of your financial benefits as well as your spiritual abilities and awareness and accolades as well. So let's see what this final card is for you guys, for the last card for Aquarius for the 4th week in January. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I told you it was big, and I could feel it was big when we dealt the cards, and I said to you it's huge, that it is so deep and so meaningful that you could spend a lot of time coming back to visit this reading and just reconnecting with the messages that you pick up yourself, the colours, the images, and how you feel about each card. So yet another major arcana. So 2 on the top line and 3 now on the bottom. This again is about personal empowerment. He again is a spiritual achiever. He is the black and white, the night and day, the male and female, the yin and yang. He is also very much aligned with the ecliptical moons. So we've got the eclipse messages. Oh wow, we have 3 big eclipse messages in these cards for you. So something big is coming. Now oftentimes these are amazing potential growth times for you when the eclipses really affect you. And I'm also thinking there's even power behind this one with that shining light. It's like a light has been eclipsed. So some huge messages coming in. The Chariot often refers again to personal growth, empowerment, being strong, gaining huge strength within your physical body and your mental body in particular. There is a connection to the spiritual ethos because he is in charge of the direction that he is going, and he is in complete empowerment of how much he decides to let the horses run, how much he holds them back, what direction he takes them. This is all about you becoming a stronger, more empowered, more esoteric, spiritual being for 2018. The Chariot can also represent literal travel. Some of you may be going on a road trip or a travel around a country. You may be purchasing a new car. This might be part of your whole financial bundle that we've been looking at in here as well. It is also possibly a time when you move homes. So some of you may be shifting or selling a home, which I think we mentioned earlier in the reading as well. You know, the Ace of Pentacles, which is prosperity begins, tied up with the Chariot. You've just got so much grounded strength and powerhouse cards in your reading. It is the perfect way to start a wonderful beginning to a new year. So again, think upon it, ponder upon it, and call upon the universal energies that are available to you as you rock on into 2018. So all the very best for a wonderful 2018 ahead, guys. Have a marvellous January, and keep your eyes open for opportunities because they are around you. Much love, everyone. Thanks for joining me. Leave your comments and sub and like. I love to read the comments as well. Namaste.